All right, we're standing.
That's how you drive.
At least to be able to go to practice tomorrow, and after practice, if necessary, replace it. We don't like Professor Wengos anymore.
For me, it's already operators, already television.
I have a problem on the last corner because when I go in at a big angle, my steering wheel locks up.
We saw a separation of 3-4 cars. He pulled away on the hairpin, so now Lucas just has to do his thing.
We're in Boyce, all packed up with Elton weighing about 20 tons. And of course, we're waiting for someone. For the little star, for the little secretary who's late, it's 10 o'clock, we're leaving and we'll see each other at the checkup. I hope this car passes, because if not, I'll chew them all out.
Let's go!
Alright, we're stopped. We're at the toll gates in Torun, 100 meters past, and the best part is, it's not Elton. We're going to check out the breakdown. I'm having some flashbacks, I am.
That's how you drive.
Oh, do we have it?
He was already cautious and has it.
Is Alan sleeping?
Hey.
Damn, I can't believe it, and right away, Parkside too. Alright guys, I hope to see you there. A few hours have passed, the car passed the technical inspection, so great job Łukasz, Sebastian and the rest of the team. Recently during training, the car was over boosting and now our favorite Professor Wengos is on the operating table.
He's doing the same thing again.
The operation is in progress, louder.
We're still fighting for the patient's life.
Because I ordered the Westgates, it's possible that if everything goes well, they'll be delivered tomorrow. That's why we're doing open heart surgery, so that at least tomorrow I can go to training, and after training, if necessary, I can replace it.
To whom?
We don't like Professor Wengos anymore. He's not your favorite creator. These are Westgates that are a year old, original Tiala for over $2,000.
We pulled out this bag and we can see from it that he didn't have it easy, although surprisingly it looks airtight. The handle is worn out, that's true. However, that alone doesn't explain the situation. Why this ultrasound isn't working, we need to find the reason why it's not working.
With a syringe, right?
You checked and it doesn't work. Isn't it the case, Professor, that when it leaks, it doesn't recharge and not that it jams and the auto reloads?
No, because if there's no control signal that can open the wastegate, then if the wastegate doesn't open, the pressure will keep rising during the boost.
You see, and it doesn't release the pressure, so it just keeps building up, it overboosts.
Aha! So there also needs to be the right pressure for it to open, right?
Yes, the wastegate opens this way, and it's opened both by the control, meaning the pressure applied from this side of the membrane, and also by the exhaust gas pressure itself in the manifold, which also pushes on this piston here. Here we have a restrictor, which is the natural seat for this valve, and it should ensure a tight seal. Thanks to this we get good spool and we don't lose exhaust gases unnecessarily. However, when actuated, this valve should open, releasing some of the exhaust gases into the screamer pipe or further into the exhaust. And thanks to this, the turbine slows down and the compressor pumps less air. Preliminary tests showed that applying pressure didn't allow the valve to lift, so now I'm going to figure out what was going on here.
On the operating table.
Well, yeah, the kind of hospital, the kind of table. Just take a look.
Here we have the hospital director.
The head physician.
Head physician.
I warmly welcome you. I know this is probably after the beginning of the episode, but at this moment I'm greeting you because I've been appointed, you could say, as the spotter for Łukasz Stasiemski. It turns out that Łukasz is Magda's spotter, and I'm Łukasz's spotter. And that's exactly why, since I'm Łukasz's spotter, you're seeing me now, and why I'm even recording here. It also turns out that since I'll be Łukasz's spotter now, and I'll be recording from the spotter's perspective, it kind of looks like I'm going back to my old days, to my old habits, to my old vlogging style. Now I finally look like a real YouTuber. For me, it's already camera operators, like television. And here, look, my old camera that I sold to Łukasz, the old microphone, one lens. And you walk around the paddock and talk. That's exactly the vibe that people supposedly watch on YouTube, which especially works well in the context of cars and drifting. At least that's what I hope, and I hope you'll spend these nice several, or maybe even dozens of minutes with me and Łukasz, of course. Listen, something crazy already happened. The first thing, there haven't even been any runs yet, and something already went wrong. It turned out that the fuel is wrong. Here it should be E85, which is basically fuel with alcohol, with ethanol, but it's... Look, Water MSR Evo 2, which is rally fuel. The barrels look the same, and now there's a problem because we have to drain all the fuel from the car. These engines are tuned mainly for ethanol. Lukasz is already getting ready for practice, and here we just have to get the fuel out of the car. The stress is already starting, even though nothing has happened yet. What could happen if you start the engine with this fuel?
First of all, it's not tuned for this, so it won't run the way it's supposed to. Nothing much will really happen here. It'll run, but it won't run the way it should.
Okay, but will you burn off the rest, or how are you going to do it?
No, you need to remove almost everything. Leaving some in the lines won't hurt much. Adding a bit of gasoline to ethanol also won't cause issues.
Such clean water, can you drink it?
Go ahead, you know. I don't know if you'll ever get your sense of taste back after this, but...
Our Ralf Schumacher is getting ready for the ride. Hi, Grzesiu.
Hey!
Alright, I'm going to get in position on the spotter stand. Let's see how Łukasz does on his first runs. We'll see what kind of shape he's in, and he's in good shape. He won Drift Open in Peters, so as long as the car is okay, Łukasz will definitely handle it. Anyway, see for yourselves. The car overloaded, we don't know what's wrong now. Łukasz is talking with Grzesiek. He was monitoring it during the run. We don't know why, but those were probably 2 runs and the last 2 for now, because now we need to check what's going on with the car.
Folks, we're wrapping up practice. The car is still overloaded. We just need to change the springs because Grzesiek can't do anything else with the Mac anymore. So we just have to keep our fingers crossed that it works out in the second and last practice today. That's all.
Take off the top, the hoses completely so it doesn't work, and check if the spring holds at 1 or 2 bars, you know?
Alright, we can do it that way.
Just to do a test like that, you know?
Alright, Łukasz is going anyway to test it. To rule out whether it's the Mac's fault, meaning the electronics, or if it's a mechanical issue, because the springs in the ultrasound have already been replaced. The question is whether it's a mechanical issue or an electronics issue. Now Łukasz is going anyway to see if it will just shut down by itself, or if it won't overload because it shouldn't be overloading.
Okay, friends, we've completed the comp practice runs. Grzesiek reduced the boost map, so it's not overboosting for now. Hopefully it remains this way. I had a run with Jacek Olejnik, who led off at the end, but I didn't.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Now we're taking the laptop and going with Vegors to Grzesiek, and we'll decide what to do next. Oh, I think the problem is solved. It was just the other way around. It's a different Mac model. It was plugged in the other way. So we'll verify it in a moment and see. Oh, just letting you know through the headset, my bumper fell off a bit. I got the car under control right after it happened, as I knew I had to save my costly front bumper. Thanks to the information from the best spotter in the world, Sebastian Kroszewski.
That's me.
I'm heading into my second practice session. Konopaki Racing will adjust the boost since the Mac is now properly connected. I hope to get into the groove and build my experience with chases. I'm calm and looking forward to a good time.
Our mighty Łukasz is getting ready for his second practice run. Alan is cheering him on, and I'm going to spot for him. Let's go full throttle. Practice is over. I think Lukasz is doing the best leads out of everyone, and it's not just because I'm complimenting him. I actually went up to the judges and asked them too. In fact, the judge himself came up to me later and said that all the runs Lukasz does are above 90 points. Another thing is that he also did a few chase runs, and to be objective, all those chase runs, even from this last group that drove after Lukasz, well, honestly, Lukasz did the best chase runs. He did a few of them, but really 2 or 3 of his chase runs were so good that even though it was just practice, you could say those pairs could easily compete in a real competition. I expect that even in competitions, there might not be pairs like the ones Lukasz showed here today, so honestly, he drove really amazingly. Even the first group at the beginning of the day, where Kuba Przygoński was driving, both the times and the driving line can really be compared to Przygoński and the best drivers I see here today. You can see that the drivers here are still looking for different setups, different tire pressures, and from the runs I saw, even the top drivers would have a great run and then make a mistake, straighten out somewhere or go into too much angle, but Lukasz just kept repeating his runs like a mantra, always the same way. Basically, those were corrections in the range of 91 and 97 points, not corrections like 93 points, 0.
It was fun. I even managed to overtake Karolina Pilarczyk.
On one of the corners, one of her wheels came off. She was already slower. I felt the second one came off too, so I thought, alright, I'm going for it.
So it was cool. Basically, hardly anyone wanted to do pairs with me, so it's really not cool that we come to the Polish Championships, the highest level, and people are afraid to do pairs, so I briefly lost my brakes due to rubber getting in. The team is cleaning it now, and Alan is inspecting the entire car. The Kebs crew just arrived. Finally, we won't look like we're at a market next to Słomczyn. We'll have a nice cover, nice tents, and finally, some solid proper food. Tomorrow we'll have kebabs for the qualifiers. Now we're heading to the last briefing and we'll see each other tomorrow. The first qualifying session is about to start. My awesome spotter took care of all my groups, everything and so on. So he's going to do the spotting. I'm turning on the GoPro and I invite you to the first training session on Saturday, the only one before the qualifiers.
We're already at the spotting area. Lukasz is getting ready and let's watch his first run today. Lukasz has finished his first runs, and in my opinion, these are runs worth over 90 points. Honestly, no one in this group drives like that, and it's not that I'm just praising him. Lukasz's driving line is really a reference point for other drivers. I'm truly impressed, really. Super smooth transitions, he's really deep in the zones, driving at a big angle, and at the same time, he's going pretty fast because his times are comparable to what he did yesterday. These are perfect runs. If they're scored badly and he drives the same in qualifying, I can't believe in them.
He just came
Now you're recording.
Yeah, I was talking to you for 5 minutes. I wasn't recording.
I saved his footage again, I don't know.
What would I do without him on this trip? Listen, I'll say this once more. It was really great. The runs were above a high 90 points. I have a problem on the last corner, because when I go in at a big angle, my steering wheel locks up. The guys are checking everything. One of the upper bearings was stuck, so I hope that was the problem.
I'm going to talk to Madzia Malachinska now, as I'm spotting and teaching her all weekend.
Her first qualifiers are now, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her as she's making great progress.
I'm really happy about it. A moment to relax, and then I'm going in for my qualifiers.
That's awesome. She'll be fine.
Just so you know, now the car doesn't shift too quickly. Listen, we've just finished the first run. Here's my awesome spotter.
But my competitor scored 93 points the first 90 after 26 competitors putting him in first place. Fija went after you but didn't beat your score, so out of 27 competitors so far, you're in first place.
Sure, let's focus on improving items 2 and 3.
And here we need to improve by 10 centimeters. Really, it's just a matter of 10 centimeters and also less of the left leg on the turn.
Exactly.
And those are the two things that can be improved to get 98 points.
But I trained him. Listen, from the outside, it's like I'm looking at myself. I'll be honest with you. He's already a real spotter. And here, a team leader.
Real Boyka, real Kebs, and everyone is real and real Dos Calvos.
And from Kebs' team, summarize because the rest is...
Summarize because the rest is awesome.
Let's keep going. Listen, I'm watching my run for the first time. You know, these are just the first runs. Everyone will still improve in the second ones. I hope I will too.
Yes, but in the initial runs, you're the best so far. The others need to catch up to you, not vice versa.
That's what the training looked like.
Oh, my Madzia.
Great. Well, just congratulations.
Cool, right now we're playing in the second one.
Yes, it'll be 96.
No, I mean 98.
98 foot.
98 is enough.
The judges are,
Why 96? Why so low?
because the judges are too critical.
But she's classy. Everyone here is classy in this.
Go to LTK, I'll close up here.
But there are new shock absorbers.
We'll make it in those 40 seconds.
The new shock absorbers are at Boyka service. Replaced 30 Premium Street, 100 Boyka service, phone 400.
The qualifications are still ongoing. For now, Lukasz is in second place. Unfortunately, the second run was zeroed, but it really would have been perfect if not for hitting that line, which caused the rear wheels to lose traction, and unfortunately Lukasz went off. When that wheel went off the line onto the paving, onto the grid, there was no traction at all, and unfortunately Lukasz went off with 2 wheels, 0 points. Still, really great runs. For now, second place, maybe it will stay that way. A really solid result. It's nice that I could at least give Lukasz a bit of help through the headset from the room, and we'll fight in tomorrow's competition.
Sunday! Listen, what happened here yesterday evening, Kickster started a live stream and said he was raising money for drifting, so I wanted to help him, and I said on the live that if they raise 10 grand, I'll shave my beard. It wasn't going that well, and I would never have believed it would work, but I thought at least the guy would collect a bit more and be able to go to the competition. I was tired, I went to sleep, and now I'm reading messages that this rascal collected over 13 grand. So that's great news.
The second piece of information is that we're riding the first pair with Rzezdynek, Kadera, and Żabek, so we're focusing on that pair, but unfortunately I looked further at the table and it turns out that if I manage to win, I'll face Przygoda.
It couldn't be worse, as I considered him the favorite for this competition, but his qualifications went poorly. In terms of traction, my car and equipment unfortunately fall a bit short compared to his, but I'll try to fight, of course, if I manage to win the first pair. So as usual, I'm showing you the view from the window.
An Orland gas station is over there?
We're staying in a beautiful hotel. Well, actually, a hostel where there are a lot of Ukrainians. But anyway, we're heading to the track. We're in front of the track. Look what's happening here in Słomczyn. It's amazing that markets like this are still bustling these days. They even have dogs for sale.
All right, my friends, we're already in the paddock. In 20 minutes, Lukasz is heading out. Our first opponents have a fast driver who performed poorly in qualifiers but drove consistently in practice. We'll test 0.7 bar pressure during our practice session. We'll check the speed. I'll be measuring that during practice as well. Since he's practicing with us, we might get to do some runs together. He'll likely practice with Lukasz too, so we can compare speeds and times. Lukasz hasn't driven on such low pressure yet, which is what I'll be analyzing now. And I think that'll also be good preparation for a pair, maybe with Przegonski. But of course, for now, we're not thinking about that. We'll see if Przegonski makes it through, and we'll see if Lukasz can handle the first competitor. That's what we need to focus on for now. We'll write things down, take notes, and come up with a strategy for that first run in the top 32, and that's our goal for now. 15 minutes, we're heading to the stands, and we'll watch Lukasz's first run in today's Sunday practice. There's our champion. Very good runs, Lukasz. Lukasz, any conclusions? Do you have any?
Well, the main conclusion is that in the chase, I need to enter the first hairpin differently after zone number 2. I have to go in faster than the other cars because I'm lacking a bit of traction there.
Remember, that's only on worn tires. With new, fresh rubber coming off the lead into the chase, you're just as fast. Lukasz from Group A is getting ready for his run now in the 4th pair. The first side of the bracket just finished. Good luck, Lukey.
Let's go.
Call me when ready. They're here. He's preparing now. Well, Lukasz did a perfect lead as always. We saw a separation of 3 or 4 cars. He pulled away on the hairpins, so now Lukasz just has to do his thing and we move on. my champion.
Wait, it's overexposed here. I need to change the batteries. 14% left. But thanks, Sebas, for spotting. I managed to win, so now we're going up against some amateur.
But we don't know yet because Chess hit Kuba. Kuba went to fix his car, so we don't have it yet. But whether it's one or the other, it's clear we can take them. Now we have to turn off the camera to make a plan for this hairpin.
That's right. All right, ouch.
All right, our champion is getting ready. I'm already packing up all my stuff and heading to the stands because Group A is finishing. There's the top 16 with Kuba Perzygonski, a very important run, but our champion will handle it just fine. Really shitty. Because Lukasz's axle broke while warming up the tires, so exactly the same thing that happened to me in Koszalin where the winters broke back then. What can I tell you? It's really shitty that he couldn't just show his skills. I'm going to him. It's a disaster. Just a disaster, damn. Always damn. Just when everything is going well, the runs are awesome. God damn it. He couldn't show his skills, and that's the worst thing that can happen to an athlete. Really, it's a disaster, a disaster. How does it look?
Oh my god! It sheared off all the screws on the board right next to Winters!
It sheared the screws right next to Winters, so that's a failure you just can't predict. You just hit the clutch and lose drive, and that's the worst, because you can't blame anyone for it. Don't rely on the service, equipment, or your own skills. It's just something that happens. It's just bad luck. If there's a definition of bad luck, this is exactly it. Really sad. Lukasz, listen, you're devastated, but look at it differently. You were insanely consistent. Every one of your practice runs was over 90 points, and not just 90, but 92, 93, which the judges confirmed as well. Yesterday and today's practices were consistent. You led perfectly and maintained consistency throughout. You went out there, damn it, like a warrior against Kuba Przegonski, and honestly, if there were odds, it would be 120 for you, 120 for Kuba. Because you guys really performed at an even level, besides you were ranked higher than Kuba in the qualifiers. You drove the lead first and kept your head together, you didn't stress out, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's crazy because...
The worst part is that you can't blame anyone else for it.
It's not about blame, but it's disappointing when your dad suddenly changes plans from going to Lupus World to seeing hookers instead. When you're already standing in front of the amusement park entrance and he literally drags you away by the hand, right?
No. You were already licking that cotton candy from Mickey Mouse.
See you in 2 weeks for the next episode, friends. We're done. Ouch.
No. What the hell are you talking about? We can't end the episode like this. Listen, there's no way we're ending the episode like this. Lukasz is sad. Of course he's sad, but let's be happy. Let's be happy that soon he'll be without a beard. So I'm really happy with Lukasz. I hope you enjoyed the episode, that in this format, where I'm the spotter and he's the competitor, you also watched it with pleasure. Of course, I don't have as much knowledge as Lukasz yet, so I probably revealed fewer secrets here, but maybe I did it on purpose, so that others who watch this, the competitors, wouldn't know. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on this competition. I think Lukasz's form is really at a high level, and we just have to wait for the moment when the equipment doesn't fail, and Lukasz will be able to show 100% of his talent and finally win a round of the Polish Drift Championship, or at least make it to the podium. I wish him that. I'm convinced it will happen, and you can write if you think so too. Take care. Greetings from me, Kickster. Bye.